Yo, it's Chris Webby, man, and you're watching Magic Rabbit Productions. Yeah.
Hey, it's another Q&A with DJ Beatstreet, and right next to me I got Chris Webby.
What's up, man?
What's going on, Chris?
Chilling. How are you doing, man?
I'm good.
No doubt.
So you just performed at TLA, shut it down?
Did. Yeah, good time. Good time.
This is your what? What time you been to Philly? Because I know I've seen you before.
Man.
2 years ago, 3 years ago.
I think this is at least the fourth time I've performed here. I would say I performed in Philly probably at least 6 times.
Okay.
And it's always crazy since, the early tours when I was really just coming up on the mixtape shit. I always remember Philly as being one of the craziest crowds, always.
Always.
And I think they continue to live up to that. So
They definitely do.
And it's like finals week right now, and we still have these motherfuckers out there going crazy. So that's a beautiful thing.
Yo, your fans are dedicated.
No doubt.
You know, and Ishka Bibble's down the street, so
Oh, yeah.
always when you come to Philly,
Hell yeah.
always talk about the cheesesteaks. But, you know, you got dedicated fans, and I know, of course, you have new fans. So for those that are just getting into you, who is Chris Webby, and what are you about?
Well, I'm a rapper.
Okay.
I've been doing this for a very long time. I picked up the pen 15 years ago. I'm 25 now. So it's something I've been doing for a very, very long time. It's something that I really love. I'm very passionate about, and I've been doing it for long enough to get pretty fucking good at it. And throughout the years, there's been a lot of trials and tribulations that have led me to where I am now. But I'm just a kid from the suburbs of Connecticut that's got his own interesting ass story to tell that, in my opinion, hasn't really been told in hip hop yet. Yet it's also a story that a lot of kids can relate to. A lot of hip hop consumers. Who love hip hop, but a lot of people out there aren't really speaking necessarily to them. I'm a middle class kid, grew up dealing with, the trials and tribulations of, having to pay college loans and, getting kicked out of school and, being on prescription pills since I was like in 7th grade because they said I had ADD, which I don't even have to make fake quotes. I have really bad ADD for sure. But it's a different story. I'm a wacky, weird motherfucker. I got the Super Mario tattoos and Mortal Kombat, Ninja Turtles. Mm-hmm. I'm a weird, I got this 90s obsession, I guess, to an extent. I haven't fully grown up, I guess you could say. But at the same time, I'm out here running a full functioning business. So it's kind of an interesting, just interesting, man. And I'm a nice guy at the end of the day. I love to do this and I have fun.
Okay, yeah. That's what's up, and we'll get more into the album later. But it seems like full story, as you said tonight on stage, like all that's going to come together for all of us to figure out.
Absolutely,
in the
absolutely. Because I think a lot of people had a misinterpretation of who I am. There were a lot of white rappers coming out around the same time. I was one of the first of this next generation. Really just post Asher Roth. I was really coming up around the same time on MySpace and shit like that. And, I've been around a little bit longer than pretty much all these other cats who have popped up. Yet, I've taken this very gradual path, and I think it's for the best because it's taught me everything along the way. And I've really developed, like you said, these diehard fans who have been around for such a ride, such a long time that they're fully invested. Oh. And, and I show the love back, so...
No, you definitely do, and you mentioned the whole white rapper thing. So let's get into that. Of course, everybody brings out the whole Eminem thing. It's kind of like one of the white rappers that blew up mainstream.
Well, I don't even consider him a white rapper anymore. He's a legend. He deserves better. He deserves better than to be a white rapper. This guy has changed the face of hip hop. I think he deserves his own category at this point. But yes, of course, he opened the door originally, and I can honestly say because of him, I felt that I had the confidence to pick up a mic in the first place. Mm-hmm. So he definitely, I'm an offspring of the Eminem generation. There's no doubt about that. But at this point, there's a new generation, and in my opinion, it's overpopulated for sure, because there's a lot of people who just think they can do it. Black, white, anybody, everybody's a rapper nowadays.
Rap, yeah.
And the weird thing is, everybody can kind of rap. Anybody can pick up a pen and write a verse. You don't have to spend years and years learning an instrument to do so. Mm-hmm. But there's so much more of it that goes into than that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But being a white rapper, pros, cons. Of course, at first, it was, I'm from the suburbs of Connecticut. Those are two other things on top of being white that, make it difficult to attain respect in this business. But it's also, like I said, interesting. It's different. You know, no one's really come out of the state that I'm from to a certain level, you know, and especially, you know, from the burbs. Like there might be other rappers out there who are from the burbs, but they don't really rep it. Like I'm not afraid to rep it, man. I'm from where I'm from, and that is what it is. And at the end of the day, I can rap, and if you have a problem with that, then
meet me in a cipher.
Exactly.
And you know, we're throwing the word rap around. But I saw in an interview with you with allhiphop.com that you want to, you know, move on beyond a kid that just raps and be known as like Chris Webby, the artist. Yes. So, you know, what are you doing to have that transformation take place?
Well, I think it's just a natural evolution at a certain point because like I said, grew up in the cypher. I grew up freestyling and battling and this and that. And so when I was first putting out all the mixtapes, I had that cypher mindset. You know, most songs I approached as if I was in a cypher. It was about punchlines. Every line had to knock them dead, you know, because that's how it is in a cypher. It's about the punchlines. You got to have motherfuckers like, oh my God, did he just say that, you know? And then as you know, learn how to write songs and hooks and make harmonies on it and you know, tell a story throughout your music, that's the difference between a track and a record and the difference between a rapper and an artist, you know? And I think I'm finally just, you know, gracefully kind of evolving into that, like a Pokemon, if you will, you know? Started out in my Charmander form, and, you know, I finally got my motherfucking Charizard wings, about to fucking burn this bitch down.
There you go.
Yeah.
Burning shit down and, you know, making shit fucking crazy, kind of like the lyrics of the song that's playing out on the radio. I'm giving it a show love. Yes. Do Like
Thank
Me.
You, by the way.
Oh,
I appreciate
no problem.
that, because, you know, when it comes to radio, the DJs are, you know, what make the world go round. They are the heartbeat of the whole thing.
You go, tell the camera that. Let them know.
It's important, man. Honestly, you know, radio is something that I'm new to, okay? I was not an artist. I didn't go to Hot 93.7 in Connecticut and be like, yo, play my record. I waited until it was the right time, and we mutually, you know, had an invested interest in it. But without them spinning my record, I would still just be putting it out on YouTube and, you know, getting the listeners from there. Like, radio makes a huge difference, and good DJs who actually have their ear to the street and are actually trying to find what's next and what's good and play it for everyone to hear. I mean, that's what makes hip-hop survive in this day and age. So, thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
No doubt.
Yo, but I mean, that song, it's a fun song.
It is a fun song, man. Tonight, like, performing that song, oh my God.
Energy light.
Yo. It's crazy, man. I'm so tired by the end of that song every time because I just fucking can't help it. I'm bouncing around like a motherfucker. Oh, man.
Any truth behind that song? Is that like a culmination of, like, Chris Webby's life in a week or what?
Well, you know what? I mean, like I said, I'm 25 now, so I've definitely cooled my jets to an extent, but I was insane for a good time. I would say from about 16 to maybe, you know, 23, 24, I was pretty fucking, you know, party animal to the max. You know, I went hard. Very hard. You know, these other rappers, they may be like, yo, I'm popping bottles. Like, motherfucker, I was drinking 3 LITs, taking a couple pills, fucking smoking 5 blunts, and, you know, blacking out and waking up next to a chick and being like, oh, did I use a condom last night? Who knows? So, you know, this is just, and I'm not saying you should do that, even though the song is literally called Do Like Me. Maybe I'm a core influence to an extent. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm just telling my story, man. So if I'm talking about, you know, drugs and partying and you guys don't approve of that, like, just understand, I'm just telling you the world that I'm living in right now. And, you know, but I mean, Do Like Me, that's a little throwback to when I was a little younger, a little crazier, like a lot of my fans are. So,
exactly.
You know,
there you go. And, like, you know, like, you're telling your own story. There's probably a good little handful of your fans or just listeners that are just like, you know what, I live my life like that.
Hell yeah. And as long as you balance that out with some positivity on, like, you know, I'm not saying I'm a role model, but at the same time, I started out as just a kid on Dat Piff trying to make some music, you know, putting his links on Facebook, and now I'm running like a full business. Like I said, you know, merchandise, shows, touring, and, you know, all this shit, radio now with the label. And so it's like, there is positivity to it, man. There's that definite follow your dreams aspect of it. The deck was stacked against me, and I still made it happen. So, you know, there's definitely some good to be told in my lyrics.
You know, and like you said, like, kid getting stuff popping. I know that, you know, labels started looking at you. I mean, you crashed Dat Piff and did the mixtape with Drama. You had everything going on. What made you go to E1 as opposed to probably all the other deals people were throwing at you?
Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really care about money. And you may, you know, think that's crazy, and a lot of people don't believe that. They're like, oh, yeah, whatever. Like, it's not that I don't want to make money. I understand the importance of money. But I'm not someone who's like, yo, how much did we make tonight? Like, I don't care. I'm going to go up and rock either way. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. I don't, like, money's just something that you need to fuel the engine at the end of the day, in my opinion. Yeah. I bought a car. I buy video games. I buy weed. I make sure I eat good. But aside from that, I don't really need all that other shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need a gigantic fucking diamond W, you know? It's like, it just is what it is. So, that deal was the right deal. You know, and we were waiting for it for a very long time, and I would have just continued to not sign until I fucking got the right deal. Even if it meant, you know, shit fell apart and the buzz died and we never signed a deal, at least I would be happy because I did it my way.
No,
and
definitely.
this deal allows me to continue to do shit my way and, you know, have the extra boost of a label, which, you know, when you were talking about radio, you know, the Downright video is now on MTV, like, it's been playing all day. So shit like that. As a super, like, I was out-of-pocket independent. I consider there are two different types of independent. There's independent, like, you're literally keeping everything running with your show and merch money, like I was. And then there's independent, like, you're signed to an indie label, and that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
So now I'm still independent. You know, I'm with E1 now. It's an indie label, and it's through my Homegrown Music Group, independent label, which, you know, I own, I guess. I totally do, actually. That's pretty sick. And it's helped a lot to be with them, you know, and they're awesome. We're all on the same page, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to sell out no matter what, you know, and it's like, sell out, like, what does that term really fucking mean? It's hard to say, but you can definitely tell when some artists do, you know? Some artists, it's just like, clearly, oh, the money's better if I do it like this, let's do this, you know? I'm just like, yo, let's keep doing what we're doing and just make it work. You know?
Yeah, no, definitely. Because at the end of the day, you wouldn't be happy. So
of course, man. And at the end of all this, I want to just be like, you know, I did that my way, and I'm okay with it.
Oh,
you know, I want to be able to sleep at night at the end of all this shit.
There you go.
And it's a hard business to do that in.
No, I believe it.
It really is. So
let's talk Homegrown real quick.
Okay.
Only one feature on it.
Yeah. Shout out to Ritz.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
All dope. Of this is mostly you, so
yeah.
I can tell this is a real personal project. Is there any specific songs on there that you know were your favorite?
I mean, Do Like Me, like, for the party aspect that's the turn up record. But I mean, there's some other ones on Aw where I kind of like address, you know, everybody who's got some shit to say about what I do, you know, all the haters, if you will. And, you know, it's just important to address certain things like that because, like I said in the show, man, I'm like a nice guy. You know, if you have a problem with me, it's because you're just not listening right. You know what I mean? You may not like the music. That's fine. But if you have like a problem with me, dude, you know what I mean? Like, relax, bro. You know, just take a chill pill. I take them all the time. And then, you know, there's some other cool records on there where I get deep, talk a little bit more about my life, you know, the song with Ritz and stuff like that. But the real personal shit is going to be on the album where I'm really delving into topics that I never had before, really kind of just like putting it all out there. And, you know, letting people know, like, stuff about me that I've never really told anybody. And I feel like that's really important. And with the relationship I have with my fans, I think they're going to really fuck with it, man. You know?
And the album, you know, do we have a name?
Chemically Imbalanced.
Do we have a release date?
Top of next year.
Top of next year. Yeah. Any
First
features?
quarter.
First quarter?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have any producers or any features that you want to tease us with?
What I will tell you is the title track is produced by Scott Storch.
Solid.
Very.
Solid right there.
I mean, he was a big part of Chronic 2001, which is my favorite album of all time. I mean, it's kind of neck and neck with Bob Marley Legend because, you know, that's just, you know, classic. But, I mean, I love that album, man, and Scott Storch is a fucking beast. And it was really cool to work with someone who basically got me into this game, like listening to the songs that he produced, you know, and it's crazy.
No, that was a good year when he was making stuff.
It was a great year, man. Like the hip hop that was on the radio was all dope. Like, we just need to get it back there, you know. And that comes on you guys, you know what I mean? You guys got to sometimes be like, all right, let's pump the brakes on some of this garbage that's getting a lot of spins right now, and you know, give some new guys. Not to say you in particular, but you know, it's crazy. I go all over the country, and every fucking hip hop station I turn on sounds like it's fucking Atlanta. So it's, you know, which is cool. Atlanta, they're doing their thing, and they have the best unity of anybody in the game. They're all working together, and they're winning because of it. There's no doubt about that. But, you know, I think there's starting to be a shift, and I think one of the pioneers of that is definitely Kendrick. He's kind of like making everybody step their game up, or else they're looking kind of bad out there. So I think cats like that are important. Cats who call other motherfuckers on their shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people got real political, and they're trying to keep everything so copacetic. They want to get their Instagram pics, like, yo, me and the homie, like, so-and-so. It's like, yo, man, like, do what you do. Be dope. And if you don't fuck with someone, don't fuck with someone. I'm not saying hate them, but, like, you know, not everybody got to be, like, best friends. Like, this is hip-hop.
Exactly, man. It's
You
all
know?
competition.
Yeah.
Friendly competition, but competition at the
Of
end
course,
of the day.
of course. 100%.
All right. Well, let everybody know who, you know, is in tune or not in tune with you. You know, your Instagram, Twitter, all that other stuff.
Absolutely. At Chris Webby on Twitter, at Real Chris Webby on Instagram. The website is listentowebby.com. And Homegrown, that's on iTunes. Check that out. Give it a fair listen, because like I said before, there's a lot of people who had their predetermined beliefs on who I am and what I do, and a lot of them haven't really given it a listen. So check it out, man.
Definitely. And if you got a chance, give it a listen, because it is, you know, has both realms, you know, it's like a little like pop thing to it. It has the Do Like Me, which is the turn up, and it has tons of crazy hip hop, like your first opening one, bars on bars.
Yeah.
I like that joint.
Word.
All right. We are out, and I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
Great. Good.
Cool. All right.
Turn down time.
Turn down time.